name's Nicola and I'm a midwife and yoga teacher based in Cardiff. Today I'm going to do a short sequence for pelvic girdle pain in pregnancy. So if you have pelvic girdle pain, I'm sorry that you do. It's not nice, it's not pleasant. So I do apologise, but we'll do a video today to hopefully just do some exercises to help strengthen the muscles, help either prevent you getting pelvic girdle pain in pregnancy or help make it more manageable by strengthening those muscles and really helping to reduce some pain as well. So a couple of things before we get started. We'll be doing a lot of pelvic floor exercises throughout the whole video, and the reason for that is actually strengthening the muscles of the pelvic floor can help reduce the pain of pelvic girdle pain and lower back pain as well in pregnancy. I have done a separate video just on pelvic floor exercises. So you're not that familiar with them, you could do that one first before this video, or we can just wing it and learn as we go, and you can do it afterwards, whatever works for you better. In terms of just some general advice for pelvic girdle pain in pregnancy then, so the main thing is just keeping the knees and the hips in line when you have kind of current pain in your pelvis, in your hips or your back as well. So things like, and I'm sure you've heard this advice, but getting in and out of cars and in and out of bed, try to keep your knees together and swivel yourself around instead of pulling the knees apart, because that can aggravate the pain. For sleeping, sometimes it's more comfortable to sleep on your side and sleep with a pillow in between the knees as well, again to keep the hips nice and stable. Warm baths are always lovely to really help reduce the pain, as well as it's nice and soothing with the heat. So that's another thing that you can use. And doing some gentle exercises, just a few minutes a day, can really help make pelvic girdle pain more manageable. If though it's at a point that it's not manageable, unfortunately, you're trying all these things, then please do speak to your midwife as well, just to signpost you to other services. I think that's everything. Please leave your comments below, the good, the bad, the ugly. Let me know what you think of it and if it's helpful to you as well. I'll be doing lots more videos, so you can subscribe and you can get alerts as well of when I do a new video. I think that's everything, so let's do it. So we're going to start on our backs today actually. So the main thing is we're going to take our time transition between postures here, because sometimes that's when the damage is done, when we're moving and twisting and going about our day. Sometimes we're not as conscious of our position, so we'll go nice and slow today. So to start with then, we'll just bring our bum down to the floor. We're turning, we're going to keep the knees together, and then we're slowly going to roll the spine down, coming onto our backs. We're going to start with a bridge pose. We're going to walk the feet into the hips. Going to place the hands by the side, palms facing down, and we're going to inhale. We're going to tuck the pelvis underneath, and we're going to slowly lift the hips off the ground. Now, it doesn't matter how high you go. I always say there's no medals in yoga, so please feel free to keep it nice and low. It's not about how high you go. We want to keep the knees in line with the hips, so often they start to splay in or splay out. We want to keep them in line. And we're going to inhale, we'll see if we can go a little bit higher. And exhale. As you next inhale, we're going to engage the muscles of the pelvic floor. So inhale, we're going to lift and squeeze the muscles of the pelvic floor. We're going to breathe normally. We're not holding our breath. We're going to hold the muscles of the pelvic floor in. So squeezing the muscles. Brilliant, well done. Exhale to release. And then we're going to tuck the spine under, and we're going to roll the spine gently back down to the floor. Well, now we're going to inhale, and we're going to arch. We're going to tilt the pelvis back this time. We're going to arch the lower spine. Not sure so if you can see with this top. So we're creating a nice gap now between the floor and our spine. So arching the spine and release back to neutral. We'll just repeat that again. So we're going to inhale. We're going to push the weight into our palms here to help us lift the hips up. Inhale, lifting the hips up, keeping the knees in line with the hips. Nice deep breathing throughout. And when you're ready, we're going to inhale. We're going to engage the muscles of the pelvic floor. You might feel that your stomach muscles pull in slightly. That's okay. Again, feel free to keep it nice and low. And holding your pelvic floor muscles now. Breathe in normally, but holding those muscles in for a few more seconds. Really lift and squeeze. That's it. Release the muscle of the pelvic floor and slowly bring the spine back down to the mat. Same again now, we're going to arch the spine. So again, I'll just move my top so you can see. We're going to inhale, we're going to arch the spine now. So this is good at releasing tension from the lower back. Another common ailment in pregnancy, unfortunately. Inhale, keeping the chest nice and open. So push the shoulders into the floor, opening the chest, stretching through the spine. And release. We're just going to do that exercise once more before coming back up to sitting. So again, push the weight through the hands, push the weight through the feet. We're going to deeply inhale. Slowly start to peel the hips up off the ground. If you like, you can go a bit higher this time. Keeping the shoulders nice and open, the chest nice and open. And when you're ready, inhaling, lifting and squeezing the muscles of the pelvic floor. Breathing normally, but holding the pelvic muscles in for a few more seconds. Keeping those knees in line with the hips. And slowly releasing. Then just one last time, deep inhale. We're going to arch the spine now. So creating a nice gap between the mat and your spine. Arching the spine, opening through the chest. And release. Lovely, well done. We're going to come up to seating now. So we'll bring our knees together to start with. We're going to roll onto our side, nice and slow. Then use our hands to bring us back up to a seated position. Lovely, we're going to do some cat-cows now then. So we're going to come into an all-fours position. I'm just going to turn to the side just so you can see a bit better. We're going to come to an all-fours position now. Now we want our wrists even, I can't think what my body parts are called now. And wrists in line with our shoulders. I can't say I'm a qualified midwife. And wrists in line with our shoulders and our knees in line with our hips here. We're going to do some cat-cows now. Again, this is brilliant for releasing tension in the lower spine. So we're going to inhale, two options. We can keep a neutral spine, or if it feels okay, it feels good to us, we can slightly arch the spine. Now normally in yoga we might have a really deep arch. Because we've got the weight of our bump in front of us, we don't want to over arch the spine. So we're going to inhale, either neutral spine or slight arch, deep breath in. We're going to exhale as if someone's pulling us up from the centre of our spine. We're going to curve the spine and curve our chin to our chest. Lovely, we'll repeat that. So we're going to inhale, neutral spine or slight arch, deep breath in. Exhale, curving the spine, chin to chest. And again, inhale to look forward. Now this time as we exhale, we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to engage the muscles of the pelvic floor. So you can see the theme of today's class. We'll be doing our pelvic floor exercises throughout. So we're inhaling to arch. Exhaling to curve, engaging the muscles of the pelvic floor. And again, inhaling, looking forward, going a little bit further if you like here, and that feels good to you. Exhaling to curve, engaging the pelvic floor. And one more, inhaling to arch, exhaling to curve. Lovely, then we're going to come to a neutral spine now. We're now going to bring our knees back together. And we're going to slowly bring ourselves to sit on our heels. I'll just turn this way here. So this pose is called Vajrasana or rock pose. This is really good for digestion in pregnancy. I'm making pregnancy sound awful, aren't I? But there can be some, unfortunately, ailments of pregnancy, shall we say, that can make it a bit uncomfortable for you. So your digestion will slow down in pregnancy, that is normal. But it might be a bit uncomfortable for you. So after you've eaten a meal, it's good to sit in this position called Vajrasana or rock pose after you've eaten to help aid your digestion as well. If this is uncomfortable, you can actually pop a pillow in between your feet and your bum just to make it a little, it's quite nice actually, just to make it a little bit more comfortable for you as well. Okay, we're going to do some pelvic tilts now. So I always say this is probably the best thing you can do if you have pelvic girdle pain, is some pelvic tilts. If you're working from home or an office, do a few rounds. You might feel a bit silly at the start, but doing a few rounds can actually really help while you're sat at your desk, just to try and help manage that pain as well. So I'll turn to the side so you can see a bit better. We're going to get all sassy. We're going to bring our hands to our hips. We're going to inhale. Similar thing. We're going to arch the spine now, bringing the pelvis back. Arching the spine, deep breath in. And then we're going to exhale, same thing, curve in the spine, chin to chest. And repeat, inhale to arch, exhale to curve. Lovely, a few more, inhale to arch, exhale to curve. Lovely, well done. Now, you've guessed it, we're going to involve our pelvic floor muscles again. So inhale to arch, exhale, curve in the spine, and then engage in the muscles of the pelvic floor. Inhale to arch, exhale to curve and squeeze and lift. And again, just a couple more. And again, feel free to do your own timing. And if you find that your breathing is different, it's opposite to mine, that's okay. The main thing is that you're doing the exercise and you're doing your pelvic floor exercises as well. So don't worry if it's slightly different to mine. We'll just do one more. And exhale. Lovely, come back to neutral. Lovely, we're just going to do a circular motion now. So we're just going to circle the hips nice and gently now. So similar thing, we'll arch to start. Then we're going to slightly go to the side, doesn't matter which side you do. Then again, curve in the spine, and then come to the other side. I'm just going to try and rotate the hips fully, so a nice circular motion in the hips. Nice deep breaths throughout. So especially in pregnancy yoga, we don't really want to be holding our breath like we might be doing in normal yoga. We want to just keep the breath nice and long, so nice deep breaths in and slow breaths out. So see if you can rotate those hips as fully as you can. So this one might be a little bit more tricky to do your pelvic floor exercises at the same time. Feel free to give it a go. But this might just be enough for you. Lovely. We'll just change direction now. So again, hip motion just in the opposite direction. And just slightly arching through the spine and curving. And then this way we're actually releasing some tension in the hips. But we're also releasing some tension in the lower spine as well. So a win-win. Lovely, and come back to neutral. Perfect. We're just going to do a sequence now. So there's two options for this. You can stay in Virasana. So if you have current pelvic girdle pain, I'd probably recommend that you stay in this position. So we don't want to aggravate the hips and the pelvis any more than they already are. If you don't have pain, you're doing this to prevent it, or it's manageable today and you're feeling comfortable, then we can try a different position. So again, just whatever works for you. There's no right or wrong. Either staying here, or if you want, we're going to come through, again, keeping those knees together, going to rotate to the side, and then we're going to lengthen the legs out in front of us. We'll just give us a little shake out to start. Then what we're going to do is bend the right leg, and bring the right foot by the left knee, and then we're going to bend the left knee just behind us. Lovely. Okay, same again, hands to the hip now. We're going to inhale, we're going to arch the spine. So again, you can do that in that rock pose we've just been doing if you prefer. Exhale, tucking the pelvis in, curve in the spine. And again, inhale to arch. Exhale to curve. And again, I know I'm very predictable today, but we're going to do the same again. So inhale to arch. Exhaling, squeeze and lift those muscles of the pelvic floor. Lovely, we'll do a couple more. Inhaling. Exhale to curve, engage those muscles. Lovely, one more. Inhale to arch. Exhale to curve, lovely, well done. Inhale to centre. So now we're going to bring our left hand to our left knee. We're going to swivel our right hand behind us. So we can have the fingertips on the floor here. We're going to inhale. And we're going to exhale, we're going to let our left hip come off the ground. And we're going to look over our right shoulder. So hold here, I'm just going to show you just in the other position in case that's what you're in. So same thing, left hand to left knee, right hand swivel behind us, on fingertips on the floor. And then we're going to exhale and we're going to look over that right shoulder. So we'll still get a nice twist in the spine either way. Then we're going to release back to centre, just repeat one more time with the twist. So inhale, exhale to twist, allow that left knee to come off the ground, looking over that right shoulder. And just a few deep breaths here. And exhale back to centre. Now we're going to swap sides now. So same again, we're going to bring the knees together, then bring our feet onto the mat and release the legs in front of us, or staying in that Virasana pose. And we're just going to swap sides now. So this time we'll bring the left foot to the right knee and swivel that right knee by our side here. Same again, so to repeat that exercise now. So inhaling to arch the spine, exhaling to curve, squeezing and lifting the muscles of the pelvic floor. So you might find it's hard to get the coordination of doing the exercise with the pelvic floor exercise at the same time. That's okay if it is. Just work on the exercise and work on your pelvic floor muscles separately, and then you combine them together when you're ready. And now just doing this in time with your own breathing. Nice deep breathing throughout. Lovely, we'll do a couple more. And here, want to see if we can keep our shoulders away from the ears. So often we start to bring them up without noticing. So see if we can release those shoulders from the ear so we're not creating any tension in the shoulders or the neck. Last one. Inhale back to neutral. So same to twist on the other side now. So we're going to place the right hand on the right knee, swivel our left hand behind us, and then we're going to inhale. Exhale, we're going to allow that right hip to come off the ground now, and then looking over the left shoulder. Hold in here for a few breaths. I'll just show you in the other position as well. So same thing. Right hand to right knee, left hand swiveling behind us, and then nice open twist looking over that left shoulder. Lovely. We'll inhale back to centre and just repeat that twist one more. Deep inhale. Exhaling to twist. Allow that right hip to come off the ground, looking over that left shoulder. See if we can go a little bit further now. We should get a nice release in the hip and the lower spine as well. Same again, drop those shoulders away from the ears. Pull up through the spine. One more deep breath. And back to centre. Lovely. Same again, we're going to bring the knees together now. I'm going to come back into that Virasana pose. So tugging the feet in and pulling ourselves back to the Virasana posture. Perfect. So that is it for our pelvic girdle pain video. I've tried to make it, fairly short. Just so you can repeat this and do a couple of rounds of the exercises per day if you can as well. Let me know what you think. I hope you've enjoyed it. And I hope your pelvic girdle pain gets better in pregnancy too. And hope to see you soon to do some more yoga videos. Perfect. Thank you.